Welcome everyone and thanks for joining me today. In education, how we care for a student is just as important as what we teach them, especially for those facing big challenges like adult language learners and refugees. In this episode, we'll talk about the ethical dilemmas teachers face when balancing care with helping students succeed. We'll focus on three key topics: translanguaging in adult education, Neil Nodig's theory of care in education, and John Trono's views on care and society. I'm also excited to have a special guest today, Pejman, a refugee who has experienced language learning firsthand. Pejman will share how care in education has affected their journey. Let's start with the key issue in classroom today, translanguaging pedagogy. This is when teachers allow students to use their native language alongside the new language they are learning. The question is, should teachers let students use both languages or stick with the new language to help them fit in? In my own teaching, I face this dilemma too. I work with refugees who speak different languages, and while I want them to feel comfortable speaking their own language, I also need them to learn English to succeed here. To talk more about this, I'm so glad to welcome Pejman, who's been through this process. Welcome, Pejman. Pejman, thank you for being here. When you first started learning a new language, did your teachers let you use your own language, or did they focus mainly on the new language?
Thank you. At first, teachers helped me learn English, but some teachers also let us speak Farsi when we didn't understand. This helped a lot. It made me feel good. It was not just about learning a new language, it was about feeling safe.
That's great to hear. Do you think that using your own language helped you feel more supported in your learning?
Yes, it did. When I could speak Farsi, I felt better. I didn't feel like I had to forget my old language or my home. It also helped me talk to other students. We could help each other.
That's so important. What do you think would happen if teachers had only allowed the new language and not let you use Farsi?
Yeah, it would be very hard if I couldn't use Farsi. I would feel confused. I would not learn fast.
Yeah.
But when I use my first language, I felt better. I could learn a new language. It's more easy for me.
That makes a lot of sense. So, being able to use both languages helped you feel more confident. What advice would you give to teachers who have to decide between using only the new languages or allowing students to use their own native languages?
I think teachers should let a student use their language at first.
Yeah.
It helps them feel safe.
Yeah.
When they know more on the new language, teacher can use it more, but they should not forget the student's own language.
Now, let's talk about Neil Noddings and her ideas about care in education. Noddings believes that teachers should care for students not just academically but also personally. She talks about being present and responsive to students' emotional needs. This kind of care helps a student feel safe and valued. Pejman, in your experience, did your teachers show you care beyond just teaching the language? Did they ask about your life or how you were feeling?
Yes, some teachers ask how I was doing, not just about the school, but also about my family. They cared.
Yeah.
It made me feel good. It was not only about learning language. It was about building trust.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Do you think this kind of care helped you stay motivated to learn, especially when it was tough?
Yes, when I knew teachers cares, I wanted to learn more. Even on hard days, I kept going because I felt like they cared about me. That made
Great.
me try my best.
Lastly, let's look at John Trano's views on care. She argues that care is not just something teachers do, it's something we all need to build a stronger society. Trano believes that when we practice care, we create solidarity and justice in the community. Pejman, do you think that care in education can help build a stronger society? Do you think it can help people from different backgrounds feel more connected?
Yes, I think so. When teachers cares,
Yeah.
it helps a student feel they belong.
Yeah.
It helps
Sure.
a student from many places feel part of the group. If we care in a school, we help people feel better in society too.
I couldn't agree more. When teachers show care, they help a student not just succeed academically, but also become active, caring members of society. Yeah, to wrap up today's conversation, we've seen how important care is in education, whether it's using translanguaging to support language learners, following and nodding's ethics of care, or understanding John Trano's view of care for society. The message is clear. Care is central to building a stronger, more inclusive communities. And actually, a huge thank you to Pejman for sharing their powerful story with us today. Your experience has shown how current education makes a real difference, not just in learning, but in building trust and connection. And thank you all for listening. And until next time, take care of yourselves and your students. Bye.